In today's video, I released the new LE Throne Mesh. What's going on, Throne Army? This past weekend we had a tournament and I was outside playing lacrosse, playing catch, stringing sticks, eating food, hanging out, talking to people, and it was amazing. It's some of the best memories of summer are surrounded by that, and with the 4th of July weekend coming up, a lot of us are going to be doing that, and I wanted to release an LE Mesh to commemorate the event and also just, to have something fun for you guys to string up in your sticks. We did this last year with the Independence Mesh and you guys absolutely loved it. I still get requests for that mesh weekly, but since it's an LE Mesh, it's over with, and I wanted to do something that kind of built off that, so if you guys didn't have a chance to pick it up, you're now able to pick it up now, but it just keeps the Independence Mesh on its own, and it's special. I thought that was cool. So we have that. We also have a new pocket to share with you guys, and we're calling it the Bull Pocket, and it's going to be a Rob Pannell replica. A lot of people have been asking for that, spent a lot of time on it, and I'm really happy with the results, and of course we have a few other special odds and ends. So let's get into the stick. This is my Warrior Evo 4X with a custom kind of American flag die at the top. I saw this die a really long time ago and I always thought it was super cool, and I wanted to do something similar to it. So the only thing I changed is I put a little Throne logo in there, which I think is really awesome, and I just think it's just so cool. I tried to put it with the mesh as well, so it's strung with 15 mil Liberty. As you can see, it's very similar to the Independence Mesh, but we actually inverted it, and I like that. It really kind of brightens up the mesh, and goes along with the flag itself, the stripes going into it, which I think is just so cool. Why I wanted to do this was a lot of guys wanted the Independence but weren't able to pick it up, so we wanted to invert it. It also keeps the price down, doing something a little bit more simple, but it also looks extremely patriotic. It's clean. It just goes along with the whole aesthetic of all of it, and it just looks absolutely perfect in this stick. I wanted to do a little bit more complex die with the simple mesh. I just think it looks really classy, and I absolutely love that look. Getting into the pocket now, this is the Rob Pannell replica. We're calling it the Bull Pocket for many reasons. I always say he plays like a pit bull. He's very aggressive and determined, and like his first few steps are always very powerful. He rides hard. He's good on ground balls. He drives, and it just describes him in many ways. And the other reason is he is a Long Island boy, like a lot of my friends, and the high school he played on, they're actually the Bulls, and so I thought that was pretty cool to kind of just bring those two realms together, because he does love Long Island. He's now playing for the New York Lizards, so I just thought that'd be really cool. And going to his pocket is actually kind of it's different than really a lot of things we offer in terms of the shaping of it, which I think is really cool. It is similar to the Outlaw in terms of kind of the shooter setup in the lower pocket. It's more of a driving pocket, similar to what Mundorf uses, but his sidewall knotting and kind of the proportion of the pocket is totally different and offers a completely dynamic feel. Because when I was first stringing it up and I finished it, I was like, all right, we'll see how it feels, and then I started throwing with it, and I saw the real different power ranges you could get in the pocket, which I thought was really cool and added a really dynamic element to the stick. And it really kind of changed. It kind of, I don't want to say changed. It kind of fluctuated my ideas of stringing into kind of a different realm, which I thought was really cool. And so I'm gonna walk you through it now. So he uses kind of this mid-low, like standard mid-low, but it's able to drop actually lower in the head, and he also uses a shooting string usually for the throat to make it even softer, which I really like. But it's really more of a defined mid-low, and then it's able to actually bag up a little bit, but not too far, and that's because he uses a special knot on the side. And really what this does is, because as most of you know, he cradles one-handed like a lot. So that gives him a really soft feel for the ball that doesn't drop too low in the stick, so his release is really long. It kind of is the best of both worlds. Cradling one-handed goes down like that, but then when he goes up for to take a two-handed pass or two-handed shot, if he just goes kind of level, it goes to the middle and it gives him a nice little bit of low whip, a little bit of snap off the nylon, for a nice accurate clean release to it. And then when he goes all the way up to really crank a shot, it really pushes that pocket all the way up, but he has special knots here to make sure it doesn't really bag, and it gives him more whip and more power on his stick, which I think is a really cool way to think about it, because it's all on the sidewalls, and I'll explain that very shortly. But yeah, it's kind of a shifty mid-low adjustable whip pocket, which I think is really cool. The things that made it kind of different for us was that the overall channel itself is not as defined, and he also uses a 4 and a 2U, which just it pretty much gives it like almost no whip when you're traveling from the bottom of the stick. And that's kind of how he does those like quick faders, where they just kind of loop in over the D. Because there's not really a snap. He doesn't have to do a full release of his stick. The ball just kind of floats out, and with the heavy nylon a little bit dropped, it shortens the release a little bit, which is nice. The only problem with that is it won't have as much vertical hold. Or the like tip test going this way. I don't know why I'm showing you without a stick, because the channel's not as defined and there's no real use to bite the ball, because he's a very vertical player. He doesn't really drop his hands. He doesn't throw many fakes, and if he does, they're kind of like open fakes. They're not really kind of gravity defying. So that's really what his stick is built around. It's built around, that quick, accurate power feeding more so than really, really, really being fancy, which I think is cool. And it adds a different element to kind of the arsenal you can order from us, which I like. And now going into the sidewalls itself, probably the most unique thing is he uses a knot for them. And what that does is that pulls the mesh down extremely tight, but doesn't allow it to shift at all. I like a little bit of shifting in the pocket, because it gives you a little bit more hold, and when you go to shoot, you can really feel the ball release out of the whole stick off the shooter instead of just kind of like hitting something and floating out. But some people like that, and so he does, and that's one thing he does that's really unique. And then the other thing he does that we don't really do on any sticks is that he goes over the mesh instead of under the mesh for interlocks. I know a few other guys that do this, and they first I go, why do you do it? And they're like, oh, I don't know, I just always done it. And then they try one of my sticks, and they're not used to feeling the ball kind of ride along the rail. And what it does, it actually lets the ball wrap around and hit the plastic on the inside, giving you more hold this way, because that's really what a one-handed cradler is doing, is just hitting the ball back and forth. And so what it does is it lets the pocket kind of bow out a little bit more, letting the ball go in and hit the side. So really this is a kind of a one-handed cradling, dodging machine that's also able to shoot hard, because it has that ability to bag up, and those knots, what they do is they really focus that point right here. So the higher the ball goes, the more defined the channel gets, and the more power you're going to have on your release. And so it's really interesting. I really like it. It's totally different than anything we really offer in terms of kind of the overall feel of it, and that's what I think is really cool about it. I just did white stringing throughout the whole thing, put some white locks on it, and the gold screw, which I think is totally awesome. So that's the new Bull Pocket. I think you guys are going to be really happy with it. I'm excited to see it strung up in other sticks. So let's get into the Liberty collection. Here is actually a piece of 15 mil LE Liberty, just super clean. Love the proportionate, so when you put shooting strings in, the white just kind of plays off of that. Just awesome. Love the way it looks, extremely patriotic, and just clean, absolutely clean. The other thing we're going to use is an LE Liberty stringing kit. A lot of white. Kind of want to make this one extremely classy and just America all the way around, as I would like to say. This one's actually a little bit different than what I strung in here, because I wanted to make his stick extremely accurate to what it is. You're going to get a navy top string and also a white one to do a triangle top or a crown top. On the bottom will go red, just to kind of play off the two colorways. Whites on the sides, and then you're gonna get a white nylon, 3 white shooters, 3 white locks, and a gold screw and a white ball stop. So it's a full kit, not just what you see there. Gives you a lot of options, and I love the gold screw with all the white and just a little bit of hints of the colorway, because the mesh is such so solid and blocky. The white really just accents it and cleans it up with a little bit of touch of color, and then the gold screw just makes it perfect. Also, we're going to be doing the Lax Survival Bracelet in the same colorways. This one actually gets ordered frequently, just like through the custom Lax Survival Bracelet. We sell a lot of them because they look really cool and USA themed. I really like them, and again, just really clean, with 2 really cool colors. And then finally, what I think is one of the coolest things in all of this is the actual decal sheet that I use to dye the top of the head like this, which I think is really cool. We're going to be offering this to you guys. It's also, you're going to get twice as many bars. I took the bars off so you could actually see the shape of them, because it's normally a white sheet that's cut, but you really can't see it in the camera where the actual decals are. So you're actually going to get twice as many bars to be able to do a little bit more complex dye than what I did. And then I only used, I think, about 3/4 of these stars. So you could actually do more if you wanted to, and it'd probably have enough here to maybe just do the top of goalie head. But yeah, really cool. Excited to offer this. It's just always interesting, like the digital camo sheet, to see you guys adapt it to different styles, different colors. So I think that's going to be really cool. And the other thing I'm going to do is for the first 10 orders of I almost called it Independence, the Liberty Mesh, you will receive a free die decal sheet. The first 10 of you guys will get that, which I think will be really cool. And that's everything, guys. Of course, let me know what you guys think of the new Liberty Mesh and the new Bull Pocket. And I hope you guys have an amazing 4th of July. I would love to see some photos of your stick for the 4th of July. It doesn't have to have the new Liberty in it, or maybe you have an Independence piece laying around. I always just think it's fun because I think every 4th of July, anything I go to, I see a bunch of people with their lacrosse sticks, and it's always just a great time, and it'd be really cool to have a patriotic one. And this is actually the one that I'm going to be walking around with. I threw it on a Titan Classic just because got to keep it classy. I've said that like 1,000 times about this pocket. And then I put a red butt cap on it, a little Warrior end cap to go with the whole stick. I think it's going to look absolutely cool, especially on 4th of July when everything's supposed to be themed, and it's just kind of the celebration of our nation's first sport, which I think is awesome. So that's everything, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and again, have a great 4th of July, and I'll talk to you guys soon.